Just on Gaza
Yeah.
and the aid situation, which does not seem to have improved significantly at all since last week and your announcement last week. What's the latest on that?
So we have seen the situation improve, though to see the actual realization of all of those improvements, we do think will take some time. But we have seen the government of Israel take additional steps. They voted last week to allow 250 trucks per day in, and then in addition, the Prime Minister instructed the Minister of Defense to make every effort to get that level of daily truck deliveries up to 350, which is the number that we called for in the letter. As you know, they now have 5 crossings open. They reopened a crossing that had been closed. They opened a new crossing, things that we called for. They restarted the Jordan Air Force's corridor, something that we had called for. They removed 30 items from the dual-use restricted list, something that we had called for in the letter on behalf of a number of humanitarian organizations that had been calling for those steps to be taken. They restored deliveries to the north. They expanded the Mawasi humanitarian zone by 25%, something that we had called for in the letter. They are implementing the UN's plan to prepare for winter, which includes things like repairing roads, facilitating the entry of winter-specific aid, vaccinations for winter-specific diseases. And so we have seen them take a number of steps, some of which have been public, some of which they have communicated to us, and I'm making public now. And it will take some time to see whether those actually translate to what they're supposed to translate to, which is more humanitarian assistance making it into Gaza, and then more humanitarian assistance making it to the actual people inside Gaza that need to get it. And that's what we're committed to seeing take place over the coming weeks. Yeah.
Just, I guess this is related to sort of transition. Do you have any comment on reporting about Elon Musk meeting with the Iranian ambassador last week, Monday?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Going back to Lebanon, Matt, can you say whether there have been any gaps that have narrowed in the negotiations over a diplomatic resolution here? Has Hezbollah presented any response to the proposals that are said to have been briefed to them?
You know, I just don't think it's productive, unfortunately, to get into the details of the back and forth negotiations, only to say that we have been at this for some time now. We have been sharing proposals, both with the government of Lebanon and the government of Israel. Both sides have reacted to the proposals that we have put forward. There has been an exchange of different ideas for how to see what we believe is in everyone's interest, which is the full implementation of UN Security Council Resolution 1701. And we're going to continue to stay at that process because we believe a diplomatic resolution is key to allowing the fighting to stop, to protecting civilians, and allowing the civilians in both Israel and Lebanon to return to their homes.
In past weeks, there has been optimism around the discussions to varying degrees. Are you able to give us a characterization of where that stands now? Are you optimistic that something can come together in the coming days?
I am not going to make a characterization, which shouldn't read anything into other than that to say we are committed to trying to get these negotiations over the finish line. We believe it is in the government of Israel to get them over the finish line. We believe it is in the interests of the government of Lebanon to get them over the finish line. I'm not going to characterize the chances other than to say when you have a resolution in the interest of all the relevant parties, we ought to be able to get to an agreement, and that's what we're going to try to do.